welcome to the postpartum landing page for your pelvic health. You can consider this page as the guidance that you need, everything that you need in order to decide whether this course, this journey would be for you. This page is specifically focused on the postpartum care that is missing in today's society in the UK and beyond. What I have seen is firsthand how important this work is. And there's only one of me. The reason for this journey to be online is for two reasons. I'm one person, and having tended to women in a doula sense, postpartum, I have seen the absolute importance of what it means to tend to a woman in this way postpartum, and especially so within that first year postpartum. I have also seen women who come to me who haven't had this care and tending and need it, desire it, much deserve it years later, sometimes as much as 20 years later. I have helped women through the reconciliation of what happened through their birth and into their postpartum care. The second reason is because I am no longer at a base. I have had to move my care online. It gave me a reason to create this course, which has been very much needed for many years. This course that you see, this journey, this, whatever you want to call it, is for you to acknowledge that you are the expert of your body and that you know exactly what you need for your healing journey. The course doesn't specifically focus on birth as such. It focuses on the healing of whatever was, whatever is, whatever happens, whatever unfurls. The recommendation for this course is that you grab this course when you see it within the first year postpartum. If you're watching this and you already had your baby, then this course is for you within that first year. If you are outside of that first year, you're still welcome for this course, to do this course and do this journey, of course. But also to acknowledge that I have got another course around pelvic health in general. So it may be that the postpartum one does not feel that it aligns for you, to acknowledge that there is some kind of overlap between both of them. This course is also designed if you have not had your baby yet. And so it is a week by week to tend to you week by week, as if I was there in person holding you as your postnatal doula. There are many doulas out there that support with the postnatal part of your journey. There are very few that will focus on your pelvic health. This isn't a replacement of your doula or your postpartum care. This is simply to enhance your postpartum care and support you in a way that you will see is not supported in the NHS. Unfortunately, even if the NHS are offering you some level of pelvic care, it still misses a few notes that I've seen that are needed. Those notes include acknowledging that you are a spiritual, physical, and emotional body. If we are not weaving in the emotional and spiritual and physical and seeing the link and acknowledging our nervous system within that and acknowledging the journey that it takes to come back to ourselves in a way that is through all of those bodies, then unfortunately the pelvic care is missing everything that you need in order to work through and be with the birth. And unfortunately, it is unlikely that any journey, any space within the NHS and quite a lot of physio spaces, although absolutely necessary for many women, this course will still give you something that is not going to be provided in those more mainstream spaces, because none of them actually will be able to acknowledge your spiritual self fully, and often your emotional self. And I know this because I have done a lot of work with women over the years. I have seen how important those pieces are, and I've seen how they are not touched on in any of the more mainstream spaces. And at the core of it, the NHS, unfortunately, are unable to touch on the spiritual health of a woman, partly the emotional health of a woman. If you ever read my book, then in my book, there's a really beautiful journey, a doctor in there who trained through the UK system and will explain exactly why you will never be supported in all those aspects, unfortunately. And so what we have to acknowledge is that the pelvis is the center of our body, the hara, the energetic center. It housed a baby, it birthed a baby. This course is for however you birth, however you journey, whatever your pregnancy and birth look like. It's a general tending of your pelvic health that will give you the tools for life. These tools are for life. These are not for the first 6 weeks. These are not for just the first year. These are lifelong tools, and it will likely change the way you view yourself, your body, and your pelvis. I'm really celebrating you for being here, listening, and watching this video in the first place. Every time a woman says yes to herself in this way and acknowledges that we have not been tended to in a way that needs tending in this day, in this society, allows for a yes from another woman to also step into this space. So I'm really, really celebrating you and holding you and witnessing you. And this course is designed for you. Within the course, you can also book in discounted one-to-one chats with me so we can be with whatever's arising at any given moment. And I'm also an email away. So if you have any questions before you purchase the course, please just let me know. Sending love.